Hey everybody, so I wanted to do a test hand portion. I realized I didn't do that in my previous hero video, and I feel like doing a test hand or two would give the deck a little more credibility. So I'm just going to get right on into it. I have drawn my hand, and it is Mass Change, Stratos, E-Call, Stratos, Solid Soldier, and Sinister Necron. So let's see what we can get out of this. So the first thing that we will do is we will summon, of course, the Solid Soldier, who will summon Stratos. Then, that will add the most crucial piece, which is, of course, Ferris. Then we will play the E-Emergency Call, and that'll add Shadow Mist from the deck to the hand. Then we will go ahead and do Ferris's effect, discarding the Shadow Mist to summon himself, and that'll trigger both of their effects. We'll go ahead and do Shadow Mists first and search the Liquid Soldier. So then, Increase would be placed in the Spell and Trap Zone. So from here, very important for this combo is sending Stratos with the Increase to place Vion on the field from the deck and send the Malicious. Now, we have a really cool idea that we're about to do with this. So, Vion will banish the Shadow Mist to search Polymerization. Then, we will play the Polymerization, fusing both of the soldiers into Sunrise. From there, multiple effects will, of course, go off. We will search the Miracle Fusion. Then we'll do our draw 2, which is Infernal Prodigy and Monster Reborn. So that is a really good draw. And we have the Necrom in our hand, so we can use him as discard fodder. Then the last effect that will go off, and you want Solid Soldier to be Chainlink 1, so that way he is the last thing to go off, because with that, we will summon Stratos back to the field. So, from that, we are able to get off Stratos' search because it is actually the end of that combo. So, with that, we will add Plasma from our deck to our hand. Now we can go into our Link Summon. Because we have the Monster Reborn, actually, we're going to use Stratos and Vion. Doesn't really matter at this point. We're going to go into Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader will summon Mali back from grave. Then we will go ahead and tribute said Mali to search Evil Hero A Dusted Gold from the deck to the hand. Now we will play our Monster Reborn, and that'll bring Stratos back to the board, giving us a third search with him, or even spell or trap removal depending on your circumstance. But just for the sake of this combo, we'll go Honest Neos, just for the extra protection. So, from here, we will go ahead and tribute the three monsters, the Ferris, Stratos, and Increase on our board. And we'll go ahead and put Plasma out. Then, from there, we will banish the Malicious, and we will summon another one from deck. We'll go ahead and use the Mass Change on the Malicious to create good old Darklaw. So then after that, we will use the Sinister Necron that we discarded. And Sinister Necron is really good because if you draw the Infernal Prodigy like I did, it's fine, because he can actually summon it from hand, so that way it makes it to where drawing into the Evil Hero targets that you would summon is not dead at all. So now the Prodigy and the Crusader will make Decimator. Now, something that's very important to remember is you cannot use Prodigy in the summon of Cross Crusader, because he requires 2 warriors. Prodigy is best used as a Darklaw target, Plasma Tribute fodder, or for the summon of Dread Decimator. So now, for the rest of this, we can play Miracle Fusion. We will banish the same 2 soldiers right out of our graveyard. and summon Absolute Zero. And the cherry on top is discarding a Dusted Gold, which will of course add Dark Calling from our deck to our hand. Then we will activate it, banishing Gold and banishing Ferris to summon Malicious Bane. So this is a very, very powerful board, and I am really loving it. Solid Soldier just makes this deck go round, and I love him. So we have on board, we have Darklaw, we have Plasma, we have Sunrise, Absolute Zero, Bane, and Decimator. So let's just work over everything we have real quick. We have Vion, Increase, Stratos, Mali, Crusader, and Prodigy Engrave. So that is a 600 boost on our Plasma, Darklaw, Sunrise, and Decimator. So on top of Sunrise's boost, because he gets 200 for every different element on the field, of which there's currently 3. So that is a 600 on everybody, and another 600 on these. So these guys get a 1200 boost. That makes Darklaw and Plasma pretty big, pretty formidable. And this board right here is what my deck strives to get out as best as possible. And Necrom, Mr. Slept On, is really integral to that combo. So we also have Honest Neos in our hand, and we have an extra Stratos to play around with, say something happens. So that is just a random hand that I drew, and I swear I did not stage it. And just to help with that, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck in front of you guys, just so we all know what's good. So, and I'll hit it with that cut. Then I'll put all the stuff back where it belongs. I have all of my stuff in order. So now, we have Mali, we have Stratos, we have Mass Change, we have another Mass Change, and we have a Hero Lives. That is actually phenomenal. And so just let's say, for the sake of it going second, we would have drawn Solid Soldier, so that's really cool. I'll actually, just because I kind of want to, I kind of want to go with the going second hand just for shits and giggles. So, we will start off with the Hero Lives. We will... Alright, so, activated Hero Lives. Then we will use Hero Lives to summon our good old boy Stratos from the deck. Opening with Hero Lives is just the best thing in the world, and that's why I wanted so desperately to come back to 3. So, now, we will search for our Ferris. Then we will use our normal summon to summon Solid Soldier, who will summon the second Stratos in our hand. And that will give us... probably go Liquid Soldier here, actually. Yeah, we'll go Liquid Soldier. So now I will use Ferris. I will discard the Malicious to summon Ferris. And that will, of course, place Increase. Then, again, we will send one of the Stratoses to summon Increase, who will summon Vion. Sending Shadow Mist from the deck to the grave. And with that, we will search Sinister Necrom. Now, I will use Vion's effect, banishing the Stratos out of the graveyard, because we want to have as many heroes in graveyard for Decimator as possible. So when I do open with Hero Lives and I get a second Stratos, that's typically what I try to do. So we will search the Polymerization. Then I'll go ahead, because we want Stratos in the graveyard for this combo, I will go ahead and use the other Stratos on the field and the Increase, whatever, to make Cross Crusader, who will summon Malicious back from our graveyard. Then now we have everything we need to, again, go ultimate combo. So we will play Polymerization, fusing the soldiers in our hand and on the field to make Sunrise. Now we will search the Miracle Fusion. And we'll shuffle up real quick. Hit that cut. Draw 2. We drew Shadow Mist and Mass Change 2, so that's straight. So we'll discard Sinister Necron. Then Solid Soldier will activate, reviving the Stratos in our graveyard. And searching Plasma. So now we have more than enough stuff on the field. So now we will go ahead and tribute the Stratos, Ferris, and the Vion to create Plasma. We will use Cross Crusader, hit Malicious, to search our Dusted Gold. Now we will banish the Malicious and summon another one out of our deck. Then we will use Mass Change, transforming the Malicious into Darklaw. Now, just like before, we will use the good old Necrom, and we will summon Prodigy out of our deck. Then we will use Prodigy and Cross Crusader to go Decimator. And just like before, we have Miracle Fusion and Gold in our hands, so first we'll activate the Miracle Fusion. Again, banishing the same 2 soldiers to summon Absolute Zero. And of course, the cherry on top once more is discarding a Dusted Gold to search Dark Calling. Then we'll activate it and banish my favorite 2 designated targets, which will be Ferris and a Dusted Gold from the graveyard, to again achieve that board. So now, instead of having Honest Neos, we actually have Mass Change, Shadow Mist, and Mass Change 2 still remaining in our hands. So that's super cool. We will set both the Mass Change 2 and the Mass Change. So now we can be super reactive with our Absolute Zero if we need to. Or if we wanted to, we could use the Mass Change 2 to discard the Shadow Mist. And then from there we could search Honest Neos. Worst case scenario. So yeah, that is a real quick combo video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you like the cool ideas. So take care, everybody.